Alright, you guys, so this episode I've decided to tame some little beavers, although I'm not yet the level to be able to actually use them. But with some of the tames, I think it's good to start early, find them, track them, and get the ones that you need, you know, and the ones that you want. Obviously here I'm going to tame the white one, because it's a weird variation, right? Usually these beavers are brownish, and also this white one, in this area at least, it was a little bit bigger level. So there you go, right? So I've choose the color and the slight increase in level, if you will, although a pretty low level, but that comes with its advantages, right? It got down pretty easily. Also here, obviously, I'm making a huge mistake if you ask me. So usually you have to, and I think I discussed this multiple times, you trap the beast in your, basically in your trap. You don't start taming it right away. You don't start tranking it and narco it right away. You capture it. Usually it's better to let it stay overnight in your pen, in your trap, whatever you want to call it, right? You'll see this is quite the pain in the butt to tame it, because these Castoroides usually have a pretty quick torpidity level. It goes out really quickly. I don't know why. So obviously you want it right to be as much as possible. So what I did here, I did a trick. I tricked the system into believing that the animal itself was starving, right? And this is the way you do this, is as I explained it earlier, you basically sleep, right? So this is the way you do it. Obviously I didn't show that on camera. I've tried it first without doing this trick, without sleeping overnight with the animal on the boat, and it was a mess. I let it wake up and basically tried again the very next morning, right? So I slept, waked up, and then drank it again, and the taming was almost instantaneously. Now I'm going to bring this into the fold here next to my Sarcos. I'm going to enable that accelerated XP by petting these little creatures here, these little hot dogs. And this way my beaver is going to gain some levels while I'll do other stuffs around it, right? So this is something you always want to do. You want to get these tames that you're going to use later on at an earlier stage, so you can get them to the level that you actually want them to be. So this is something new. I don't remember seeing this in solo plays. These are usually something that you get during your online play on servers, but probably because the servers got discontinued, you start getting these baskets with goodies. In this case there was a fountain, and I'm gonna find several more during the gameplay, which honestly is good that they put them in, but I would prefer something like I can actually use. So don't get me wrong, this is very good to have, just in case you want to build on top of a mountain or something like that. You're gonna need one of these whales? No, that's not the correct way. Fountains, right? So you're gonna need one of these fountains, and you're gonna run some piping, of course, until the place you want to build, and you're gonna place this there to have water, right? So, and here is the big catch of this episode. I got this Ascended Argentavis saddle, which is huge, but it has a very high price on it. As you can see, there a lot of chitin, and I am not yet ready to get chitin, chitin, keratin, whatever, just right now. Okay, so back to farming. I'm farming a bunch of berries again. I'm farming a bunch of wood just to replenish my stocks, because I need to consume quite a bit of wood. I needed a lot of berries to create trank arrows and narcotics. And pretty soon I'll just realize the fact that I didn't explore properly in this build basically my surroundings, right? So right here on this left is it the left side? I think the left side bank. There's like a little swamp. It's not a big swamp, it's just a little swamp where you usually can find some goodies, and in this case around you'll see I'm actually finding something really useful, and not just once but a couple of times. Okay, so I'm taking my Ankylosaurus, my stoner guy, and getting all the wood, all the berries that I need just to replenish my stocks, just to get some metals in. The metal game needs to be always constant when you're playing Ark. Either you're playing on mobile or you're playing on your PC. Either you're playing Ark Mobile, Ark Evolved, or Ark Ascended. It's the same thing, right? The strategy needs to be the same. Always work on creating narcotics. Always work on creating more metal, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna reach a point where everything is going to be metal consuming, narcotics consuming, and so on. So you need these type of resources. Not to mention the fact that by always melting metal and always creating narcotics, you actually get a boost in XP, right? So your XP is going to go up pretty much. You are not doing anything, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a little bit of a thatch platform, checkpoint, if you will, just to keep in check this place, this little swamp, as I call it. This will be good for me in the long run, because I've noticed that here I get all kind of crazy spawns, right? So including something that I didn't see in previous gameplays and game throughs that I did, which is, and you'll see in just a moment, some pretty huge level beavers again, right? So this episode is going to be all about taming and then training beavers. So yeah, obviously the construction is something very rudimentary, if you will. I'm just using thatch. I don't need to use anything else. I don't want to make like a wall here or something like that. It's just a checkpoint in a safe area before I get into the more dangerous swamp area, right? So now I'm going to take my dinos off the boat. I think I'm just gonna get the boat a little bit, the raft a little bit closer to the area that I'm interested in. I'm going to take my tames out of it and gonna place them in this little checkpoint that I've created for myself here. This is going to ensure me a little bit of safety for the tames, but also I am going to be sure that if something happens, my tames are quite a while back from the place where I'm trying to actually capture animals, right? So yeah, obviously I am taking my Sarco with me, and I need my stoner because I will need to clear some road blockers basically for my raft, some respawning rocks in the water that might cause me to lose things from the raft. As I explained in previous episodes of this game through, you have to be careful because rafts are not really solid objects. So stones, rocks, even animals might go through the raft. It's very weird. It's the polygons are not well aligned, and this is why you can do so many cool things in Ark with rafts. But enough of that. So now I find the first giant beaver dam, and I'm taking basically what I need from it. This is a good source of replenishing your resources, basically. Cementing paste, especially, you need cementing paste for a lot of things in the later game. So yeah, obviously I'm not gonna say no to mushroom and wood as well, right? I don't have yet the proper way to harvest wood. I just have my little hatchet there, and by searching giant beaver dams I get a lot of wood just instantaneously. So now I get one of the beavers next to me. So this is a level 50. It's already a bigger level than what I've seen in other places where I looked and where I tamed my first one, right? So it's a level 50, but Not to mention the fact that pretty soon I'm going to see an even bigger one, a huge level one. So for the time being, I'm looking to see where the beavers is attacking. The beavers usually like to attack the raft if the raft is unprotected. So I'm going to lose some hit points from my raft. It's kind of dangerous. If the raft goes, everything that's built on top of the raft will go with it. You can't recover anything afterwards. So you need to be careful always to stay on top and repair any damages you get, right? So now I'm opening the doors. Hopefully the beaver is going to get inside and attack me instead of attacking the raft. That's the strategy when you're trying to capture beavers, okay? So the beaver just destroyed one of my ramps because it's wood, destroyed the second one, and now I'm opening the doors and I'm trying to navigate a little bit just to get the beaver inside the raft, right? So always open the door, see where the beaver is, try to get it to come to you, basically. So obviously that's what he does. He comes to me, the doors are also open, but he's focused on attacking me, so he's going to stay here for a little while, all right? The doors are not always closing when you want them to close, so the beaver loses interest right now, which is sucky, if you will. So I'm gonna open the doors again, go outside just a little bit, just to get him inside. I'm using myself as bait, basically, and now I trap him and I can close the doors again, okay? And now I'm thinking in my mind, what am I going to do with this beaver? Do I tame it? What the heck do I do with it? First of all, I'm looking at the damage that the beaver done to my boat here, to my raft. I'm consuming some berries. I'm going a little bit upwards, you know, to a vantage point to see what he's doing. He's trying to attack that door frame, that wall there. He's not gonna be able to chew through that. That's fine. And I took the decision to kill it because I already have one at base. I mean, at this point I was thinking, what can I do with two beavers? Let's kill one, let's get some hide, right? It's always a shame to kill beavers. I'm telling you, it's it's the hardest thing to do. Basically, it sucks. They make some sounds that I'm not going to put into the video because they're so sad. I think it's the only animal that I'm sad to kill in this game, honestly. It reminds me too much of my little guinea pigs, so yeah, I'm always sensible about that. So another beaver attacks my boat. Apparently this is a great spawning point for them in this build, for this game through. I don't know why. So he's escaping, but then again I'm just tranking it a little bit. He's gonna come to me. I don't know why I'm using trank arrows right now. The intention was not to capture it, to tame it. It was to capture it, to kill it. But when I take a look at his level, I say, oh my god, I think this is the huge... No, this is another 51, another 50 level, right? So I'm like, why am I doing this? I still don't realize why. So I slept as before. And when I get outside, the beaver is still there. He's still trying to chew to one of my doors. It's a stone door. He's not going to be able to chew through it. And eventually I decide to tame this one as well. Again, I don't know why. This is a level 50, but it's a female. I guess that was the reasoning behind it. I said, okay, I have a male. Let's also tame a female. Maybe something good will come out of them, you know, mating and stuff like that. I'm also dying of hunger here. Didn't pay attention to that. Starting to get torposity up for myself. So the beaver is down. I just eat something just to keep my character alive first. And now because I slept with the beaver on the boat, you see the beaver is hungry. It's starving actually, right? So soon it's going to start losing hit points because of that. So I placed the meadow berries. The fastest way to capture anything is if you do this and you have no problems with it. Despite the animal, despite the beast that you're trying to tame, it's going to be perfect. Right, so Waiting for a bit, of course, is not instantaneously, but definitely is not 3 days waiting for the beast to tame. So, best way to tame anything, remember guys, this is the best way to do it. Pretty hungry little bugger, I had to restock him with major berries. And now I had a female level T65 Giant Beaver. Yeah, I'm for some reason the screen doesn't really work as well when I'm also recording. Now probably I'm going to take this one home as well, you know. Alright, so navigating here is a little bit tricky because there's a lot of rocks, stones, stuff like that in the water, and you might lose actually the tame that you have in the boat. Okay, so you really need to be careful about that. And guess what? I'm getting attacked again by another beaver. Underneath the raft, he's really doing damage to my raft. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm a little bit panicky. How do I kill it? Quickly, I need to kill it. Get him out of my boat because he's going to destroy my raft, basically. So I took him out for a little ride outside in the open sea, and probably I'm going to kill him right here. He's a male, he's also level 50. I don't need 2 level 50s, I already have one. So I'm going to shoot him a couple of times with my long neck, and after that I'm going to finish the job with the pike. Right, so, or I think, at least I think I did it like this. I don't know. Let's see. So yeah. Oh, okay. I shot him to death. All right. That's fine. Also, so a beaver also, the giant beaver also gives you fur. Fur you can use for Arctic wear. You're gonna need the Arctic wear later on in the game when you're going to try to get certain things from the snow biome, right? You cannot go there without being properly dressed. All right. So I have a female level 50 now and a male level 39. Not a lot of levels there. By the way, the female tamed and now it has 66 levels, so cool. That's super okay. Placing them in the same place so they can get some XP there. Getting trapped between the animals, of course, when you try to get them all together like that so they can share the increased XP. They're gonna get trapped a little bit, but you can always circumvent that by moving and jumping. Nobody's there. I'm taking my my PT for, I think, for a little ride, or I don't know. Actually, now I'm just doing the level up with my tames, because yeah, it's worth it, man. It's worth it to have a couple of those hot dogs tamed. I know it takes a little bit of a time to tame them, but after that, they can be such a game changer by just pet it ability, you know. It's so cool. So now I'm going to this blue supply crate. I get a really nice chitin armor there, which is going to help me stay alive longer. Obviously, it's a good, really good, as you can see, chest plate, right? Made out of chitin, and obviously I put it in, or equip it on my character immediately, right? Because that's something that you always want to do. Get as much armor on your body as possible to stay alive a lot longer, right? So yeah, just depositing some stuff that I got along the way. I'm now in a very good position. I have enough materials of everything basically to actually start to make some better stuff for myself, right? So it's going to be cool. So, and now this is the number 3 giant beaver that I was able to spot in the same place. This takes a little bit longer to tame because it's a level 95. The bigger the level, the more trank arrows you will need to use to get the animal tranked out sleeping, right? So I'm just enticing him a little bit. I'm basically in his head right there to see if he attacks me. So he stops attacking my raft, and now he's torpored away. Okay. Pretty huge deal. Is a big one. I'm gonna use this as a mount, obviously, when I get the saddle for it. If I remember correctly, the saddle for Giant Beavers is quite up there after the Argentavis, so for the time being, just, you know, we're gonna have to wait for a little bit, but once we do, we'll have all the wood in the world that we're gonna need to build stuff, to construct stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to get everything out of this Giant Beavers dam. Obviously I have to be careful because this is kind of a dangerous area, and also another Giant Beaver attacks my boat again. It's full of them here. It's insane. I never knew in any of my game throughs, I never knew this is a good place for trying to catch Giant Beavers. I always went so far away from basically my home, my base, to get them, but hey, this is a good spot for them. The only thing is, you're always going to lose these wooden ramps, which obviously pretty soon I will be able to replace them with metal ramps, so this is not going to be a problem anymore, right? So yeah, I'll try to get him inside here as well, so he stops attacking my boat, and you know the rest, killing it. Although it's sad to do it, but sometimes necessary, right? I'm kiting him away a little bit from his area right now using the raft. He's basically inside. I didn't see him that he was inside. I'm almost got a little bit surprised by it. Let me eat something first. And now let's see. So he's a level 50, another level 50, another male. I don't need it, so I'm gonna kill it. Again, shooting him, and most likely the last will be a pike in the head or something like that, right? So I don't waste too much ammo on it. Another one dead. So sorry, mate. But I do have quite a bit of fur now that is going to be useful when I start going to visit the snow biome for the different goodies that you can find. So this rock here is a very dangerous rock right in the middle of this little gateway, right? This little river. Oh, and there you go. I've received also a primitive chitin leggings for my armor, which I can immediately equip and increase even more the armor that I'm carrying, right? This glare is really annoying. When you get this on the beach, you basically see nothing around you. And now I'm taming this one as well using the same method as I explained before. I left it to starve, and now I'm just placing berries inside of it, and he's gonna tame right away, despite the fact that he's a pretty big level for this build, right? A maximum level on this build is 150, and this guy is a level 95, which is okay, you know? You can't really be too picky, because it's going to get huge pretty soon. Especially that I'm going to keep it for a while next to those little hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever you want to call them, right? Good, level 130, getting him home, and I'm pretty happy with myself. I now have a family of 3 Giant Beavers. I don't know what I'm going to do with all 3 of them. Probably at a certain point I'm only going to keep one, right? But for the time being, it's a pretty good deal I have here going with this beaver. You can call it my beaver army, right? Probably one of the worst animal to actually use for attacking. It doesn't have a huge attack. The beaver is useful when you start riding it, and you can get wood, right, by just farming trees with it. Okay, so this is pretty much what I did this episode. I captured and tamed 3 giant beavers, 3 Castoroides. Pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not one of those guys that, hey, in 100 days I'm going to conquer the game or stuff like that. This is probably going to be my last play in Ark Mobile, so please enjoy it alongside me. Bye bye.